Greetings and salutations, fellow gamers. Lukey P here with another episode of Let's Play Skyrim Modded Survival. This is Baldrus the Wood Elf, and we are currently camping in the woods just opposite the standing stones, the guardian stones you get at the start of the game. Now, last time we left Baldrus, he was going to be spending his first night in the woods living off his own devices, so whereas before we had chopped firewood and brought it out of town, which is perfectly okay, this night we've decided to come into the woods, forage for branches and firewood, chop some dead wood from trees, and see how we get on surviving like that. Now, an apology as well, the last couple of episodes which I recorded back to back, they did have a problem with the audio, where the game sounds were a lot louder than I was expecting, so it was a bit difficult to hear my voice. Some of you may think that's great if you don't like listening to me. I would say, why are you watching my channel then? But joking aside, it should be fixed for this episode, and I've also worked out how to record the game audio and my voice to separate tracks, so I can edit it off, outside of the game if I need to. Now we're going to have to do something slightly immersion breaking, unfortunately, to start with. I've tried recording the start of the episode 4 times going that way, which is the way Baldrus would want to go. Every time I go that way, the game crashes. That sometimes happens. So we're going to have to go this way. I don't know why it is. If anybody knows in the comments, do let me know. But sometimes the game around Whiterun, around the river actually, kind of east of Whiterun, basically towards Riverwood, you start to get glitches sometimes, and you just got to go around the area and you come back to it later and it works out fine. But yeah, slightly frustrating from an immersion perspective. Does also mean we're up against it a little bit for time. We've got to go and find a new camping site, which hopefully isn't too cold. We could go up there. We don't know what's in there. And it's cold up there with snow, and we only have a leather tent. And there are some wolves. Delightful. So Baldrus is getting rewarded for the problem of not being able to use the campsite we wanted to, because the game kept crashing. So let's see if we can fend off these wolves without taking too much damage. Smack that wolf with our walking stick. Excellent. We may camp down here actually, just by this jetty. We've got a couple of dead wolves nearby for something to do, something to skin. So let's see how we get on building our campfire. Have we got enough to get it going? To use it, we want to add our 2 branches as fuel. We will make wood shavings out of the kindling we've got and use that to light the fire. As you can see, we've got those little branches on the fire. Let's see how long it takes to get this up and going. Probably a little while. We could have used some of the animal fat, but yeah, Baldrus, he likes to use wood shavings because he's like me. He likes to conserve his resources, and wood is easier to get than animal fat at the moment. Some nice amount of smoke coming off that. The fire should start soon, and there we go. So we need some kindling. campfire. What do we need for a crackling campfire? We need 4 deadwood. Sorry, we need 6 deadwood or 3 or 4 firewood. Right, so we do need to do some more chopping. So it is going to be a bit of a late night, I sense. Harvest wood. Let's go up to this tree. There was a tree. There's a tree. Getting dark already, as you can see. Chop deadwood. Okay, so that's given us 6 pieces of deadwood, which is a pretty good haul. 1 hour and 47 minutes of that remaining, so we can make that burn for 6 hours now. The only problem we've got is let's just cook up these torches. The only problem we've got is we can replenish the fuel, but we can't go to the campfire we like, which is the roaring campfire. We are 2 units short of deadwood or 1 unit short of firewood. So what we're going to do is we are going to do some foraging for wood. So I can choose what I want to forage for. So I'm going to choose to forage for firewood. I've got... that was a pretty poor haul, but it does just about give me enough firewood to be getting that up to a roaring fire. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to drag this wolf carcass. Just going to drag it down to near my fire. Put it down there. And we're going to set up our tent. And then let's check on the fire. We've got 4 hours of that, so that's plenty. Let's just start sorting out this this wolf. We've got the pink moon for harvesting ingredients. The necklace of the pink moon. Okay, so 11 o'clock, so we'll do this, and we will put some more logs. Actually, we will cook up the wolf haunches. We will put our 4 fire on to make a roaring campfire, which will last 12 hours, so absolutely plenty. And then we'll turn in for the night. We should wake up just gone 7 tomorrow morning with a happy Bouldress who has survived the night. Camping progress is increased. Looks like a very nice day. Sun rising over the mountains. Splendid. Let's pack up our tent, because I don't think we're going to stay here for a second day. Let's eat some of our food. I'm still hungry, so I will have a second wolf haunch. I could have a bit more. I must have been really hungry. Okay. Let's just drink 2 bottles because we're literally right next to the river. We can fill those back up. Jump back up. Can we boil it, or do we need a cooking pot? We need to put our cooking pot down, don't we? So let's place cooking pot. Ready to be used. And Bouldress can get a couple of waters. I'll also change some of my animal fat into lantern oil, and this is a feature of one of the mods, I forget which basically allows you to combine, so I can combine 2 potions of minor healing into 1 potion of healing, so you basically trade up the ranks a little bit. It just helps with your carry weight quite often. Okay, so we'll pick that up. We did kill a second wolf. There's our second wolf. So, where do we think we want to go? I think probably it looks like this river may not be a river, it may be a giant lake, and it looks like it loops round somewhere over there. So I think that's where we'll probably head for today. We could leave that campfire burning, but we're going to... Actually, we'll have a look at our skills, so just so you can see this. So this is some skills added by particular mods. So Campfire does the camping skill, Frostfall does the Frostfire skill. So that is the explanation for that. Like normal skills, click on a node in the tree to learn about it and potentially unlock it. You must start with the bottommost node. Only 1 ranking is required in a node to advance the next node in the tree. These skills have a unique method of progression. So basically, camping you get from camping, unsurprisingly. Endurance you get from being outside, and particularly in bad weather. So if we were camping up by Windhelm in the freezing cold, our endurance would go up a lot quicker. I don't think we've... Oh, we have got enough. So we should take that. Light Campfire, 7 seconds faster in all weather conditions when using Strike Stone. Choose perk. You've got other things up here, so that's 10 stamina when using a walking stick. This one I like, lit campfires last 25% longer. This one I really like, skills bonus from large campfires last 50% longer. Which is good. Detects items and creatures 50% further to determine if creatures are hostile. And move while sneaking without cancelling the effect when using instinct. And then on endurance, which I doubt we'll have much of because the weather hasn't been that bad. Increase wolf rating by 20%. This reduces your exposure increase from frost spells. So if you get hit with a frost spell, it does increase your exposure, which I think is a nice touch. This one increases the warmth of all worn equipment, rather, by 25% if you're wearing clothing in every slot. That one I never really used, to be honest, but that is, if you are freezing, you can kneel and meditate, and as long as you don't move, you won't freeze to death. Quite frankly, if you've reached that point, the planning's been poor enough. You probably deserve to pass out in the cold or die in the cold. You can swim in frigid water 50% longer, that's really useful actually. And increases the coverage, so the coverage helps block arrows, I think. So those are what those do. Those skills. Let's destroy this campfire because we are done with it. I don't think Baldrus would leave a campfire behind when he's on the move. Might burn down his forest or something. And there was no unspent fuel to reclaim, so let's keep on wandering in this direction. Is that a rabbit? It is a rabbit. Can we hit the rabbit from here? This will be a test of how far we've come at archery. We have missed the rabbit. And the rabbit has drowned itself. Now it's up. And it's... okay, that's the ability of rabbits to run underwater. Magical Skyrim rabbits. They don't need to breathe. Look at that. That's a nice sight to see every now and again. wind whipping snow off the rocks. I assume there's some kind of tunnel here. Yes, there is. Well, we don't know much about that tunnel, so we're not going to go into it. What we're looking to do is to skirt along the banks of this lake there and see where that things lead. So this is a little inlet here. See what we can see. Spotted a deer next to a floating rabbit. Yeah, I didn't think we were going to take out that deer with one shot. Gone into the water. Our deer has magically disappeared. I suspect it is somewhere under the lake. Again, the magical abilities of animals in this game to run underwater. Okay, well, it's wounded. Maybe we'll get it another time. Some kind of ruins down there. Really, we've come down to get this iron ore, so let's see if we can chop away at this. Just come out of snow. Such quite elaborate swings. You can do the automated animation. I like to swing the axe myself. Seems slightly more immersive. Okay. Still exploring. We haven't seen much. It's 10 o'clock and we haven't seen a great deal yet today. We haven't run into any more packs of wolves like last night, so that's a good thing. Hear something, it's a mud crab. It's a second mud crab. Okay, well let's see what we can gather from. We cannot do that when there are enemies nearby. Nearby enemies, Mr. Game. Boldress cannot spy any nearby enemies. On. No, there's no enemies on the mini-map either. Okay, let's try one more time. Nope. I don't think Boldress is in the kind of mood where he'd go into a sunken tower. At least not today. So we will continue on. It would have been nice to have... Okay, we'll just leave those. I don't know why the game's saying that. I can't see any enemies. I've wandered around enough without creeping. They should have attacked me by now. And they haven't. It's probably an underwater mud crab jammed against something, so... Again, one of the things which sometimes happens in this game. Okay, let's continue on. In the top right hand corner, by the way, you'll see that that is a stamina boost coming to the end from the food I had earlier. As you can see, well fed. Aids stamina recovery. I've got for another minute. Again, that's another thing added by some of the mods I've got on. Just rewards you for eating properly. Okay, let's venture out and collect this glowing neem root, which we know is valuable for alchemy, so we pick that up over our journeys. There is a deer, or an elk, something, which is very close to us. My sense going to escape our clutches. It's not. Got caught against a rock. That is the end for you, and I can't do that while enemies are nearby. I'm hidden now. Just try and carry you somewhere away from the river. I sense there's something underwater, which the game has decided is an enemy, and yet isn't going to come and attack me. Got there, when we harvested that, we got a quality deer pelt as well, which is a sign our skinning is improving considerably. And in fact, actually I missed, we got some quality wolf pelts as well. These allow you to make quality leather, which allows you to make quality leather armor, which is kind of cool. It's pretty good armor to have, basically. We may make some in future episodes. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put out my tanning rack, because we're going to make ourselves a cloak. So this is something else you can do, which is kind of cool. Is when you harvest wolf pelts and your ability improves, you get fine wolf pelts, which are worth the same as 2 wolf pelts. So we've reached a point where our harvesting of animals earlier is starting to pay off. So I'm going to change that into 2. I'm going to make 2 fur plates. Make 3 fur plates. Some hide laces. Item, because that is where these sit. So travel cloak fur. I'm also going to make a hide one. Normally I wouldn't, but since we're doing a survival let's play, that seems slightly more realistic. So what this means is basically fur keeps you warmer and hide is for when it's raining, it keeps you a bit drier. So if you look up there, you'll see the warmth is 12 and the coverage is 40 for the hide, and it's the other way around, warmth is 40 and coverage is 12 for the fur. So pick that back up. We may do some more tanning tonight, but I just wanted to do that while we're on the move. Keep us warm as we go through the day. This seems to be cut. You can get that without getting wet. The others. Going. We did see something over here in the distance. Yeah, some kind of... See if we can get a good vantage point. spotted another deer. I think we're going to kill it, but let's see if we can sneak up, pop a couple of arrows in it. No. They go underwater. Yeah. There's a monster. You didn't see that till it popped up. Come on, Mr. Krabby. Our valiant efforts against the mud crab have been rewarded. The deer has nearly run back. I'm not quite sure why. He may have been shot by that guy over there, perhaps. Let's I cannot do that when there are enemies nearby, and I bet you that is the deer which is running away from us. Wonderful. I would like to, and I can't pick up that mud crab, it seems. No, won't move. Okay. It looks like the game doesn't want Bouldrus to be able to skin mud crabs, so we will continue on. Let's see, this looks like a fellow traveller, camper. Excellent looking load of wood ready to burn there, a nice fur tent. Hello.
I've been hunting and fishing in these parts for years.
Ah. Excellent. It sounds like it's a profitable land then. We see your fish. We won't take any of those. Those are clearly yours. There's going to be a fox carcass floating out in the river. I think we will swim out and get that. Retrieve it. Cannot pick it up when there are enemies nearby. Let's put it on the bank. Since we're already wet, we're going to go into the river and see what on earth it thinks is stalking us. I see nothing. Bouldrus cannot find what is stalking, but we can find fish. Fox has floated back out and we may have stayed under for too longer. Let's just put this out here. We're soaking wet, so we will stand in the sun if we can. Need to go a little bit further into the woods here. I cannot do this when there are enemies nearby. Where are there enemies? They are not on the mini-map. Carry the fox somewhere else. We don't like doing it on the road, but the somewhat dubious feature of the game there saying when enemies are nearby, even though you don't know where they are, you can't skin animals. Fox pelt and quality fox pelt. Let's harvest some ingredients. Canine tooth and animal bone, and let's butcher some meat. Let's see what we've got for raw fox meat. How are we doing for carry weight? We are nearly out of carry weight, which I suspected might be happening. We need to be looking for a town nearby to sell off some things. And we don't know where the nearest town is around here, so we're just going to follow this road for a bit, I think. See if we come across a sign. Hopefully not any bandits preying on travellers. There's a couple of fox hunting right now. We're looking for somewhere to sell things. And this perhaps could be somewhere we could sell some things. It looks like some kind of water mill. And that front door is locked, so we shan't break in. Let's see if we can find anyone. It looks to be abandoned. What's any hunters? There must be hunters, I think, too. Although yes, venison beef and what looks to be a human skull and some troll skulls. By troll skull, I think I'm a bit not sure what is going on here at this mill, but that's a massively safe. There's people on the bridge. Guards. Those are the Thalmor. We've heard of these in our time in the woods.
You're interfering with official Thalmor business.
Okay. We don't want any trouble, we were just trying to say hello. Seem like an unfriendly bunch, especially to a fellow elf. We will go around them and carry on following this road. There must be a town somewhere. A path marked with a pile of stones and a skull doesn't really look promising either. It's a nightshade that may well come in handy. A skeleton. Spotted us. See those roaming around every day. Ancient Nord war axe. Some bone meal. I'm not sure we can carry the war axe right now. I thought it would come from that direction, but the Thalmor seem to be coming that way. Pillar. And we hear a skeleton. Dodge a bit. Thalmor have helped us there against that skeleton. Thank you. That was good of you. So this is this here is a pillar which is again another mod add-on. It's called Thunderchild. It basically, if you're the Dragonborn, if you're playing as that or just playing through the game normally, it will boost one of your shouts quite massively if you've got it fully unlocked. So I think we've got to 5 o'clock. We need to be gathering some wood for the night. I'm looking for somewhere to camp. This seems like a good spot. Cleared out those skeletons, so we gather some wood. And looking at the clock, at my clock here, we are out of time for this episode already. So we will wrap it up there. Any comments, please do let me know below this video. As always, if you've liked, please do like this video. If you've loved it, please do subscribe to my channel. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you all again soon.